Y'all, I am seeing a lot of activity happening on the planet right now. I see so many things being exposed, and it's not an exposure where only 1% sees it and the other 99% is completely oblivious to it, or it shouldn't be. This is an exposure that is all over social media, an exposure that's it's on the news now because the information is already out, so the news can't really censor it. It is information that is right in your face. And I see where, because the information has come out on such a grand scale, that there are multiple narratives that are being talked about right now to try to throw off the original narrative. Now, something else that I see is, although this information is being exposed like it is, that even a blind man can see, I see that there are still people who are rejecting what is obvious. And I also see that there are a large number of people who have what appears to be amnesia, spiritual amnesia, mental amnesia, physical amnesia, whatever you want to call it, but they have forgotten what has been taking place in their lives all the way up until today. They have forgotten what they have gone through, apparently, the suffering, the struggling, and even what they observed their parents and their family members going through, or even what their grandparents have gone through. It's like all of a sudden, everybody have amnesia. They don't remember anything. And the reason why it's important for us to remember what we've gone through and what our families have gone through is because that will help us understand how the world is shifting. Because the world is shifting all at the same time. The narrative that what's happening, this is an American thing and it's only American thing. No, the whole planet is shifting at the same time. Right now, the key players that have been behind the scene for a long time are now being exposed. So it's no longer a secret as in who's running what. I keep being drawn to, it's like a focal point. I keep being drawn to this place where it's like I'm being forced to see something that I really don't want to see. And some of y'all that are listening are feeling the same way. You are going about your business, drinking your water, and it's like your energy, your energetic body is being drawn to look at something. And you may not want to look at it, just like me. Okay, but I'm understanding that this energetic move, this shift, that this is a time for us to actually look at it. We have to look at it because this is in regards to our spiritual awakening. Okay, we've been hearing a lot about the Christ consciousness. Okay, and there is something that it's like we are being forced to wake up. And the very first phase in the spiritual awakening phase is called the wake up phase, where we realize that things in our reality are not what we thought or believed it is. It's called the wake-up phase. And the wake-up phase initially happens when something traumatic happens in your life. We have some traumatic things happening on the planet right now. And this is causing the spiritual awakening. People, this is exactly where we are supposed to be. We need to be woken up. We need to be woken up, because by waking up and starting our spiritual awakening journey, it causes us to realize who we are and what our life path, purpose, mission is. This is about our mission, about why we are here. Some of us are being caught up in these small little bitty niches, thinking that it's about this, it's about that, it's about that, meaning this is not about race. This is not about color. And there's a whole narrative that, oh, it's no, this is racial. No, it's not about race, and it's not about where you come from, your nationality. This is about control. It's the same as it was from the beginning. That is the reason why all of these organizations and these governmental bodies and these structures were put in place, because it's about control. You are not meant to wake up. You are not meant to discover who you really are. You are not meant to walk in your power. If you know who you are and what you embody, then you would be as a god on this planet, and they don't want that. You are supposed to be a sheep being led by a shepherd. Some of y'all can read between the lines on what I'm talking about. Everything in this 3D reality was structured in order to keep all of us ignorant and in the dark, because we have been sold a pipe dream. Every single body has corruption found within it. Every last organization, group, and structure. So I'm confused on why we're mad that the truth is being exposed. Something that I learned many years ago in my own personal life is that when you are telling the truth, that people will unalive you for speaking the truth. There are people that do not want to know the truth at all costs, even though they will come out and say they want to know the truth. There are people that will come out and say they want change. But if we talk about change, wanting change, we have to go back and remember. We have to break out of this spell, this illusion, this witchcraft, this juju that has been placed upon masses of people, and actually remember what had to take place in order for change to come. Change did not happen overnight, and change was not an easy transition. Many people suffered and struggled and are not here anymore because of change, because they were pushing for change to be implemented within the world, within society. However, what I'm noticing now is that change is happening very, very quickly. And that's different because normally change is very slow. But now change is, it's like it's happening. It's as if you go to sleep and you wake up and boom, here it is. You can even, I'm gonna go as further as you lay down and take a nap in the middle of the day. You wake up in the afternoon and boom, there's another change. Because exposure must happen before change. Every area, and I'm gonna speak, I'm gonna get a little detail for a minute so y'all can understand a little bit more what I'm talking about. We're going to talk about the education system because that's been a big topic. And we've all known that regarding the education system, that there are certain communities that have received more funding than others. This is not a secret. There are schools that are struggling to replace the roof. And we have schools with Xboxes and PlayStations and things that you wouldn't even imagine are in these schools. These schools receive, those same schools receive additional governmental funding by adding special programs for children. And normally those special programs, certain special groups of our communities fit within those programs. Y'all understand what I'm saying? So that's just an example. Now, my channel is a spiritual channel. And I'm saying this because when we talk about real issues that are happening, that's transitioning, that's changing on our planet right now because of this great awakening, this great collective awakening that's happening right now, everything starts out in the spiritual realm. Everything starts out in the spiritual realm. The same people who are in these high positions of authority and been in these high positions of authority are these elitist groups. Y'all, they have been tapped into spiritual practices. And I'm not talking about holding hands and singing kumbaya and all of that. No, they have been studying us and using the elements in order to benefit off of the people. I've been looking at many of the things that we do on a normal daily basis, and I've been asking, why are we paying for, being charged for half the stuff we're paying for are being charged for every day? We all are aware of the high price of food, for example. But why are we being taxed on top of the rising cost of the food and the items that we have to have? We're being taxed for for the tolls. And we're being taxed on top of the taxes for the tolls. Because there is nothing that is happening right now on this planet that's been happening that is just happening for no reason. It's happening for a reason, y'all. It's happening for a reason because it is meant to control, to dominate, to manipulate, and to siphon your energy. It's meant to cause you to not think for yourself. to not step into your power. We are no longer encouraged to read. It's going to be exposed no matter what. This is 2025, the number 9. This is the completion of a major cycle. This is the snake eating its tail. This is the time that all of the tools, the resources, the inventions that were created to cause our children to not think, to be zombie kids, is being exposed. Every area of our lives at this point in time needs to be examined. There are a lot of gatekeepers. I have observed that there are many people who believe they have obtained wealth and they have not obtained wealth. They have obtained debt. A lot of businesses and organizations have started approving all of these loans and credit cards and things to people who really cannot afford to pay these large fees and interest on these loans and credit cards. And why they were even given the opportunity to receive them is to put them in bondage. And these are people who they are living life. They have expensive cars, they have expensive clothes, they're going on expensive trips, and all of this is done off of credit. And they don't even realize that they are puppets to the system. It's, I'm going to let you move forward, but not without a leash upon your neck. I'm going to let you move forward, but I'm not going to let you move forward free. It's just like when someone is walking their dog and you have your leash on your dog and your dog is walking in front of you and your dog think that they're just as free as they want to be. They the one that's leading and guiding the show, but they're not. It's you. That is what is being exposed right now. Is how free are we? How free are we? That slogan needs to be put on the t-shirt. How free are we? And what is been keeping a lot of us stuck is our way of thinking. So, collective, open your eyes. There's a lot that's going on. Many of you see it. You're not going crazy. You saw what you saw when you saw it. You stand 10 toes down on what you saw. Thank y'all for listening to this podcast. This is Guided Source Awakening, the spot where we get real about spiritual awakening and new age vibes. And until next time.